You and I do not need permission to exist. You and I do not need permission to be confident. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, it's not for you. Don't force it, let it fly. But most importantly, grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to go over and discuss why you're allowed to take up space, how to be confident, and most importantly, not feel guilty about it, as well as some recommendations, some reminders, some disclaimers, and just certain things that you should be aware of. Starting off with the disclaimer, starting off with the topic of today's video. You do not need to dim your light in order for you to live abundant life. You do not have to feel bad about being intelligent, being smart, being educated, or just being who you want to be. Why? Because it's your life. And at the end of the day, we are responsible for ourselves. If certain people and places and things are not compatible with us, then they're not compatible with us, and that's okay. Everything and everybody is not always going to like you. Everything and everybody is not always going to agree with you. They don't have to. And most importantly, you didn't ask. I didn't ask. So if certain people and places and things are not for us, they're not for us. We don't have to become palatable to make other people comfortable. They're either going to accept us, they're going to embrace us, and they're going to get to know us, or they don't. You don't have to dim your light ever. And if you have to dim your light, you're in the wrong room. You're around the wrong people, places, and things. So keep that in mind. The second disclaimer is that when you know who you are, you surround yourself with people who embrace you, who accept you. Are you always, like I said, going to agree with everything and everybody? No. But even when you have differences, if people can't respect you and the things that you like and the things that you do, as long as you're not hurting yourself and harming other people, who cares? It's a difference and a fine line between somebody being confident and somebody being conceited. When you're confident, you educate people, you speak from experience, you put people on, you think highly of yourself. When you're conceited, you belittle people, you look down on people, you turn your nose up. Confident people don't have to judge other people. Confident people don't have to look down on other people. Confident people don't have to make other people feel small or shrink, and vice versa. When you're around confident men and women, regardless of their race and age and gender, they will allow you to be you. They'll clap for you. It won't be animosity. It won't be tension. It won't be any type of humbling. So make sure that when you decide to be confident, and as you're continuing to be confident, you surround yourself with confident people. Every time I surrounded myself with certain people who were insecure and who did not want to be confident or fix their insecurities, it was always, oh, she thinks she's better than everybody else, or he thinks he knows everything, or she's just, and it's just like, people only know what they know, love. Just like how you know what you know. Some people in this world are more qualified than others. Some people do have certain privileges that some people don't. Some people have been exposed to certain things that some people have. Some people have certain expertise and, certain experiences that some people haven't. This doesn't mean that you have to hate these people. This doesn't mean that people have to hate you. It just means that if people want to be like the people that they are looking up to or trying to humble, then they have to be able to educate themselves. They have to put themselves in these situations. And a lot of times when it comes to people dimming your light, they're not willing to do what they need to do in order for them to have the same experiences. So it's like, you should never feel bad about what you know. If you know you're an intelligent person, if you know you're smart, you know certain things about life or certain facts, speak on it. Once again, confident people, they learn, they're teachable. They're not going to be closed off and small-minded and be like, well, who are you to tell me this, or who are you to say this? Or no, they have discernment. That's what wisdom is. They're not easily offended. Like, when you're confident, you just do what makes sense to you, and it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. So the fourth thing you have to realize is that everybody in this world is not going to be confident. Everyone's not going to work on their insecurities. That's okay. You have to start identifying immediately. Whether it's your friends, family, coworkers, you cannot make excuses for them. You do need to have boundaries. You do need to be able to create distance. If they're not willing to come to you and ask you certain questions, or if they're not willing to figure it out, You have to learn to love people from a distance. You have to learn to separate yourself, because every single time you surround yourself with people who are not willing, it becomes dangerous. Surrounding yourself with people who have insecurities and fear and envy, they'll project that onto you subconsciously or consciously. They'll put their limitations onto you. And then if you don't have discernment, if you're not as confident as you claim you are, you'll start to believe those things. You'll shrink yourself. You'll think based off of who's around you and what you see, instead of being above and beyond. There's no limitations to confidence, like I said, as long as you're not hurting and harming people. You're allowed to think highly of yourself. You're allowed to think whatever you want to think, like I said, as long as you're not putting down other people. Because at that point, when you have to put other people down, or when you have to look down on other people, that's not confident, that's arrogant. And that's also a difference. People are like, oh, all she does is worry about herself. All she does is talk about herself. Who else are you supposed to talk about? And when, like I said, when you surround yourself with confident people, it's never an issue. You guys have positive conversations. It's uplifting, it's inspiring, it's motivating. So the last disclaimer is that when you are learning to be confident, which we'll talk about in a second if you struggle, do things that make you feel good. And the more you focus on the things that make you feel good, separate yourself from the things that don't. So you don't have time to be worried about evil eye or negativity or people trying to dim your light. Who cares? Because it's like, once you mature, once you realize what's in your control and what's not, you'll focus on that. Once you realize what brings you peace and happiness, you'll only have time for those things. So if you lack confidence and you want to learn how to become confident, the first thing I need you to write down on your notes or in the comment section is, why do you feel like you're not confident right now? And I need you to elaborate. I need you to articulate yourself. I need you to express yourself. Until you're able to be vulnerable, until you're able to face your fears or yourself, you're constantly going to have these insecurities and doubts. I need you to figure out, where did this stuff come from? Why do you not feel confident in yourself? Is it your looks? Do you not feel confident in how you look? Do you not feel confident in your finances? Do you not feel confident in your relationship? Do you not feel confident within yourself? Do you not feel confident in your relationship with other people, God, ancestors, universe? Why? Once you're figuring out why, once you take the time to do this, once you take the time to self-reflect in the comment section and on your notes, I need you to ask yourself, if you believe this lack and this fear and this doubt that you've been experiencing, or is it projection? So if you said that you lack confidence within your looks, I want you to ask yourself, do you genuinely feel this way about yourself? Or was this something that you were projected and deflected? Was this something that you were taught? Did people bully you? Were you made fun of? Did you not have people that allowed you to dress the way you wanted to dress? Because a lot of times, if it's not our own personal beliefs, it comes from people, places, and things. And this goes back to the disclaimers, knowing who to surround yourself with and who to create distance from. If you're a confident person, let's just say you've been confident and you're surrounded by people who don't feel confident, they will make you feel bad about the things that you like. If you like to wear robes and people are like, oh, wearing robes is lazy or makes you look like grandma. If, like I said, if you're not strong in your sense of self, you will stop doing those things. I know people who like anime, and let me know if you like anime. I personally don't like anime, but I remember I was around certain people and they were like, oh, people who watch anime are nerds and losers. How are they a nerd and a loser? Because that's entertaining to them. They find it educational, or it's just something they like. Like, stop surrounding yourself with people and stop listening to people who aren't confident in themselves. And you'll know, because when somebody's confident, like I said, they're not gonna make you feel bad. So you need to identify if you genuinely have these thoughts, like they're what you think about yourself, or if somebody is projecting and deflecting, which goes into the third recommendation. Once you identify why you lack confidence or why you struggle with confidence and what it is that you don't feel secure in, and you genuinely sit with yourself and ask yourself if you feel this way or if it was something that you were taught and shown, you can come up with a solution. That's the third recommendation, is coming up with solutions. If you feel like you don't feel confident within how you look, what can you do to start looking attractive or look good or look better? Like, maybe you're somebody who wants to lose weight. Maybe you're somebody who wants to gain weight. What resources do you have? What can you do to work on your confidence to become better? And the fourth thing is just practicing, taking time. If you weren't taught and shown how to be confident, you don't have to have everything figured out. You can't compare yourself though. So if you compare yourself, every time you compare yourself to somebody, I need you to ask yourself, why do you feel like you have to compare yourself? Why do you feel like that you need to be envious in the moment? You need to start calling yourself out. You need to start holding yourself accountable in the moment. Because when you compare yourself to people, you're the only person that feels bad. The people, the places, and things who have the things that you want, or who, may be experiencing the things that you lack, they don't care. And I'm speaking from experience. When certain people, places, and things projected and deflected, or felt insecure, or thought that I was better than them, I'm living rent-free in your mind. Especially when I've done nothing to these people. Because I've never been confident and made other people feel bad. That's weirdo behavior. I'm not a weirdo. That's what weird people do. You need to realize, okay, if somebody has something that I don't have, how can I learn from them? How can I incorporate it for myself? You have to learn how to be accountable, and that's the last thing when it comes to being confident. That's the last recommendation. You have to learn how to be accountable. You have to learn to be responsible, because it's like, okay, if you weren't taught and shown, and you're watching these videos, and you're going to therapy, you're booking your service in your session, you're going to psychiatrists, you're going to God, answers to the universe, you're going to overcome the lack. You're going to overcome the spirit of fear. You're no longer going to doubt yourself, because you're working on your confidence. You figured out where it stems from. You're identifying if you feel that way. You're coming up with solutions, and you're working towards it. You don't have to compare yourself anymore. Once you decide that you want to become confident, because confidence is a choice, that's all you have to do. And continue to, like I said, watch these videos, engage, take what resonates, leave the rest. And like I said, just be mindful of the company you keep. If you have people that are confident and they're pouring into you, it's not going to be an issue. But it's like, you're allowed to like what you like. You're allowed to dislike what you don't like. So also on your notes and in the comment section, write some things that you like. Write some things that you're confident in. Focus on those things. The things that you're not confident in, I want you to decide if you can A, get better at them, or B, accept that it's not for you. Sometimes people lack confidence because they try to do certain things or go certain places and they know it's not for them. Be honest with yourself. If you know that, let's just say you're not confident in certain areas of your life, but you're also not willing to do the work, or you don't want to fix certain things, then don't fix it. But it's like, don't get mad, or don't take that out onto people and places and things who work to be where they are, who have the things that they have. It's not fair to you, and it's not fair to them. Over here, we don't compare ourselves to anything or anybody, because at the end of the day, nobody can be you, and it doesn't matter. If you see people have things that you want, it's a possibility. So that's your challenge for today's video. Thank you guys for always liking. Thank you for always having your notifications, and thank you for always subscribing. Make sure you turn on your post notifications so you never miss a video, as well as liking and engaging, letting me know, because once again, these videos are for you, not for me. What do you need to do to become confident? What are you confident at? What are some things that you need to work on? What videos are you guys interested in? Let me know, as well as follow me on all my social media platforms. All the information is down in the description box below. When you guys follow me on Instagram and on TikTok for the rest of the month of November, when I'm posting this, I will be going live so we can chit chat. You guys can get to know me, I can get to know you, and like I said, we can just see what needs to be focusing on, like our undivided attention, and just certain things you just need to not pay attention to. But it's like, once you learn how to be confident, your vibration will raise, and you'll only want to surround yourself with people who are confident, and you'll teach people how to be confident, because that's what we do here. We motivate, we educate, we inform, and we teach people. You know what you know, I know what I know. Learn. Agree to disagree. Like, people who are so quick to tell people, oh, they think they know everything. People only know what they know. Like, don't be upset because that person is more knowledgeable. Learn. Ask questions. How did they learn what they learned? Get to know them. Being envious of people who did nothing to you is not going to help you. Okay? I love you. Bye.